We started the show by talking about the situation in Ukraine, which seems to be getting more intense, more terrifying by the moment. Russian convoys now apparently on their way down that road to Kyiv. And we were lucky enough to reach OLENA GNES earlier. I guess this would have been earlier this week. She is in Kyiv. She's been YouTuber from there. So she's been online letting people know how things are going. And I believe she's on the line right now. OLENA, are you there?
I am. I am here.
How are you?
I'm fine because I'm alive. Yeah, I'm fine.
Have you been getting any sleep? I understand we're reaching you today. You're actually in a bomb shelter right now?
Yeah, I'm in the bomb shelter right now, and it's about time to go to sleep, go to bed. And this is the most difficult time for everybody because usually at night, the Russians, they start to throw their bombs from the cities. And, all these nights, we were promised more and more of escalation. We know that more and more troops are approaching Kyiv. And, it's very difficult. Just some minutes ago, we found out that the explosions, the bombs fell on the railway station, the main railway station of Kyiv, from which women and children were being evacuated recently. And another one hit the area not very far from where we are. And I was very worried because in this area I have my sister who is sitting in the shelter. So I called her and found out that she is okay. And then there was air siren in a small town in the very south of Ukraine called Izmail. This is where my father is. And before he invited me to go to his small town, saying that you stay safe over there, but even in this small town, there are the bombs. So all of Ukraine is horrified. It's horrified, and it's terrible what's happening here.
Can I ask you, you talk about the fact that as this convoy gets closer and closer to Kyiv, I'm guessing more and more people are in that bomb shelter. Are people leaving, or are people just staying there pretty much all day and all night?
People are leaving. Basically, the first days at night, people stayed more in shelter. And now, today, everybody left the bomb shelter in the daytime. And because people realize that maybe this is the last chance for them to spend a normal day at home. And in this bomb shelter, we have no commodities at all. We have a toilet and running water, and many other shelters no nothing at all, even no water and toilet, just a bucket for the night. And yes, all people went home. Even me, I took my children and we went home for 1 hour. And honestly, that was even more stressful than to stay in the bomb shelter.
Yeah.
That evokes those emotions that, that hurts when you come back and you remember how good was life before all of this started, when children started to play with their toys, and you say, we have to go. Because it's not safe at your own home. It's very, very hard.
I can only imagine what you're going through right now and what the other people there are going through. We've seen images, of course, of people flooding out of the country now, trying to get to wherever they can. You just mentioned that you found out today that a railway station had been bombed. So that's obviously going to slow people from leaving the country. Are there people with you there who still say they want to leave, or are they there for the long haul?
In fact, everybody who wanted to leave, at least from our bomb shelter, they already left. There were the trains today. I even don't know. Yesterday there were the trains, and this is when the last people left. Yeah, people who are with me right now in the shelter, these are people who decided to stay here because this is our home, and we do not want to run away anywhere because why should we? This is our home. Nobody. It's ours. One of the one of the guys here, he said that I decided that I need to stop running away because he was already resettled from the east of Ukraine. When Russia attacked Donbass, Donetsk and Lugansk, occupied these territories, so he became resettled to Kyiv. And now again, he is forced to run away because of Russia, and he decided, no, that's enough, I stay here. And people who are here, people who wanted to be evacuated, they left. The government was not encouraging people to leave cities, but was giving opportunities for people to be evacuated. There were trains, and so on. And people who are left, we are supporting the resistance, each of us, by how he or she can.
Have you thought, Olena, what happens, and I'm only going to bring it up because it's one of those scenarios you have to consider, should the Russians end up in Kyiv and take over the city, force the city to capitulate, basically, what are you going to do then?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I do not have a plan for this. I know that my husband is over there above the ground, meeting the Russians with his body and everything, and I just need to stay here next to him. And I know I need to stay here with the other people who stay here. And if I leave, who is going to protect Ukraine? So I don't know. Yes, I'm scared. I'm not a brave person. I'm just a woman. I have 3 children. I love them very much. I'm crying every day. I don't know. Maybe I will become even more scared. Maybe I will surrender, but I hope I will not. I hope I will be strong enough to stay here till the end.
It's heartbreaking to hear the kind of decision you may ultimately have to make. I mean, I wish you and your husband, as you said, who is doing his best to keep the Russians as far away as he can from Kyiv. I'm wondering as well, you said that the overnights are the most difficult time because that's when the bombing seems to be happening. During the day, what reports are you getting from the government, and how? And I will ask the question only because we occasionally hear from President Zelensky speaking to the EU and talking about the fact that he will not back down, that he is staying there, that it's about Ukraine and the truth. How proud has he made you or making you?
Well, if I get it correctly, what you mean, like the government and the president, they are with people. Yes, and people are with the president. I mean, we are Ukraine, people are Ukraine. And yeah, we stay here to protect our city. And people like support each other, those of us who stay here. People who left, yes, they do their work like outside with like protests, and there is a lot of war in the informational field, in the social media, because there was a lot of lies in the Russian in Russia about what's happening here. So I don't know. Maybe you can ask again what.
No,
I didn't really get it.
I think a lot of people, at least in the West, when we see the president of a country, and famously he said when he was offered a ride out of Ukraine to say the U.S. or to someplace anywhere else in Europe, and said, "We want ammunition. I don't want a ride." That's not the kind of thing you might ordinarily expect from the leader of a country. There have been too many cases in history where leaders of a country have simply left to protect themselves and their family. And I think a lot of us were moved by the fact that President Zelensky continues to react this way.
Really? Like for me, I thought there was no option for the president. I mean, he is the leader of our nation, so he needs to be with the people. So he is just doing great work, and he has a lot of respect from people because of this. Yeah, and that makes us... I mean, this situation really united Ukrainians and made us stronger than ever before. And this is something very good. And I know that 80,000 Ukrainians came back from other countries, mostly men, to protect Ukraine, to join the army. And that is very touching too, how this situation united our nation. And I think in this surge, new Ukraine will arise, and we will have afterwards a very strong army, and our freedom will be gained in such a terrible war. We will really be a very, very good, very cool country and very cool society. I really believe in it. And we here in Ukraine, we have no doubt that we will win. 90% of people, according like official number, says that we will win. The only thing, it's very sad that the best of us will be dying in this war. And that is very, very sad. And of course, it would be better if less people died. And of course, it would be better if, I think, NATO and or some other organizations could intervene before the genocide, not after, before all of Ukraine is destroyed, not after. That would be nice to prevent the tragedies, but not to then express condolences and so on after the terrible thing happened.
Yeah. You know, I asked you that the last time we spoke about what the message was you wanted to give to the West and whether you were happy with sanctions that are in place right now. And obviously, since we last spoke, there have been more sanctions. There have been more weapons sent to Ukraine to help it defend itself. Are you happy with that, or do you still think more needs to be done?
Well, I'm very thankful for this. I think that this is great, and we really, really feel here the support of all of the countries, and it's really appreciated. But maybe I watched too much of Hollywood films about Might Pull America or something, but I expected that if Putin attacked so demonstratively Ukraine like this with airplanes and tanks, and it's massive, it's huge, I thought that NATO would intervene immediately. This is what I thought, and I was surprised to know that NATO is like protecting only its borders. But maybe I am not very well-educated woman, yes, and but on the other hand, I remember how the Second World War started. I learned it in history when Hitler attacked just one country, first country, small country, yes, and the others did nothing after they attacked the others. So I don't understand why the other countries right now are waiting till Putin destroys Ukraine and intervene only after this. I don't know. Just a few minutes ago, I heard in the news that 4 jets violated the air border of Sweden. I don't know if it's true, but I'm not surprised if it's true. So
say again. I didn't catch the last part about the jets. What were you saying?
I've heard the news that 4 Russian jets flew into the Sweden airspace. That was in our Ukrainian news agency. I don't know if this is true, but we have it in the Ukrainian news.
Okay.
The Russian jets violated the airspace of Sweden.
All right. Well, that's something we'll follow up on. Listen, Olena, I thank you so much. And as I said just earlier on, our thoughts, our prayers, our hearts are with you. I can't imagine, I don't think any of us can, what it must be like, what you're going through now. So please stay strong, and let's hope that this gets better before it gets worse and we can talk again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
OLENA GNES, she's in a bomb shelter right now in Kyiv as the Russian military advances on that city.